Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. You're welcome back to our channel, Adam Matili. If this is your first time stopping by, you're most definitely welcome. Please subscribe, like and share, comment your thoughts and also share to your fellow fashionpreneurs. So guys, we'll be making this simple cowl neck top. This can be worn with a booger splitted skirt. This can be worn with a flare skirt. This can be worn with a jeans trouser. This can also be worn with a blazer. I'm actually wearing this with a blue colored blazers, so I'm using it for church. So but guys, this is how it came out, mine came out to look. So it's not that so flamboyant or boogers, because I'm also going to be wearing a jacket on top, so I'm not actually going to be wearing it alone. So this is how mine came out to look like. So if you would like to learn how to make this for yourself or for your clients or for your customers, hit the subscribe button, like and stick through. Let's get straight into the video. So guys, to start off with our dress, we'll need to take some basic measurements. Like we're going to be taking from the half point of our neckline to where we want the dress to stop. So for me, I have 28 inches. I'm sorry that the camera, I gave somebody to hold my phone, and I gave a kid my phone to just video me, and she wasn't doing it all that correctly. So you can see the way I place the tape above my bust point. So the next measurement you're going to take is how deep you want the cowl neck to form. So this is how I want mine to be. So I have 28 inches right there. So you can drape it, you can make it more deeper for you if that is what you want. So these are just the basic measurements that we need. So the other measurements that we need that I didn't talk about, you're going to be needing your full round bust. Mine is 36 inches, and you're going to also be needing your waist point, which is 16 inches. But on this video, I I went on this video, I didn't really use it, but it just depends on you how snatched you want the dress to be. So these are just the basic measurements you're going to be needing to make this dress. So this is the fabric we're going to be using for this design. So we have our scissors, we have our chalk, and we also have our tape roll. Now with the measurements we stated earlier, that's what we are going to be using for making this cowl neck top. So this is actually 1 yard of fabric. I am not going to be using all. So with I'm not going to be using all. So with the measurements I indicated, half of it is going to be enough for me to create my design. So for instance, this is it. I have 28 inches for the length. So this is what we have for half of the 1 yard of fabric. So if you measure it like so, you're going to be seeing that we have around 29 to 30 inches. So I'm just going to be cutting half. So I'm going to be using 1 inch to make the seam, to close the seam of the dress here. So I'm just going to cut off what I have. I already ironed this fabric prior to now. So let me just cut out what I need. So guys, I'm just going to take out the one I don't need. So this is what I'm going to be using for the dress. So this is the side I'm going to be using, the wider part. So this is how we're going to be achieving our cowl neck design. So from the measurement that we have 28 inches for where we want the cowl neck to start from. So it depends on you. If you want it more deeper, you can go deeper. If you don't want it more deeper, you can just work with just anyhow you want, just any length you want, how you want the cowl neck to start from. That is how deep you want it to start from. So that depends on you. So if I divide 28 inches by 2, I should have 14. So I am just going to, okay. So guys, hope you guys can see. So we have 14 right here. So that means this is where our cowl neck is going to start from. So I'm just going to indicate this. So if I measure the remaining, so we have 3.5. So this 3.5 inches is what we are going to be using to join it at the both sides. So I'm just going to go to the sewing machine right now. I'm going to sew this. Prior to that, I am going to close my seam like so. I'm going to close it like so. So after doing that, I am going to sew it like this. So let me mark 3.5 on this particular place, on this other edge. It's the same thing. 3.5. Note guys, this is the neck area. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine right now. I'm going to, after closing the sides, I'm going to sew it like so, so that our neckline, we're not going to be having to make a strap for our neckline. So this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to sew it, I'm just going to sew it like this from the back side after closing after seaming down the sides. So that is for the neck, that's for the neck area. Now for the length of the dress, we have seen, for the length of the dress, this is where we are going to be indicating the length of the dress. So okay, so we still maintain our length of the dress, which is 28 to 29 inches. Then for where our side strap is going to start from, our waist, my waist is 16 inches, so I'm going to be going up by 16 inches, so that the strap is going to be sitting almost at my under bust, so that is where the strap is going to be sitting. That is where all yours too should sit, so that for balance. So this is where I'm going to be sewing down my strap. I'm going to do so for the other sides, 14 inches. So now to achieve the round drape at the down part of the dress, that is the waist area, so that you have that curving drape at the down area. Since this is how our dress is going to be. Okay, let me do it like so you guys see. So if you want it to drape really well at the bottom part, that means your fabric, that means you have to be working with a long fabric. That means it's going to be coming down to your hip area, so that you achieve that foldy drape. But I'm actually wearing this with a blazer jacket, so I don't really need it to be too long. I just need it to be sitting below my tummy. So that is why we have the length that we have, which is 28 to 29 inches. So for you to go round, you can actually, if you don't want to cut your fabric, for instance, this is what I mean. I don't actually want to cut this fabric, so but I'm just going to show you how you should do yours if that is what you want. So you can go up by 2 or 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. Then you use, either you use a curve, or you can use your free hand to achieve a round curve like this. Okay, so when you curve it round like this, so it becomes round, then you can now close the seams. You can now close the seam, so you're going to have a round hem. It's going to be round at the hem part, but I don't actually want to do that. I just want it to be like it is. So I'm just going to fold mine like, I'm just going to close the hemline like so, and I'm going to be almost done with the dress. So hope you guys understand. So with the lines I've indicated, with this line I'm indicated, I'm just going to go to the sewing machine, close the hem, and sew it to this edge like so. Then at this part I marked, this is where I'm going to be sewing down my strap. But before that, I am also going to hem the side of the dress. I iron that down. So with the other fabric that we have, I am going to be cutting out what I need to make my strap. Okay, I'm going to be using this part that has a cut to manage our fabric. This is a very simple tool. You can make this. Look at this. So guys, we are working with a total box of, let me show you guys. My round bust is 36 inches. That is, my round bust is 36 inches. So you're going to also measure your round bust. So be sure that the fabric you have is going to wrap you round. Okay, so as you can see, I have 19 inches for the half material. So that means the total, sorry guys, my mathematics skills. So I have 38.5. So I have 36 inches for my round bust. So that means I'm using 1 inch. I'm using 2 inches to hem the sides. Okay, so this box measurement is very important, so that at the end of the day the cowl neck top is going to be able to go round round your body. Okay, so leaving a little bit of space at the back. So for the waistline, we came up by 2 inches for where we're going to be putting our strap. So I'm going to be coming in by, so that I have a little bit of snatched waist. The waist is kind of snatched, so I am going to be coming in by 3 inches. I'm going to be coming in by 3 inches to sew in our strap. I've gone ahead to iron the strap the way I want it, to be, and the way I'm going to sew it. So I've gone ahead to iron it. So for me to place my strap, I'm going to be coming in by 3 inches from that 14-point mark that we had. Just know that this is how our dress is. So this is, or if you don't want to come in by, if 3 inches is too much, 2 inches, okay, let me work with 2 inches so that it's not too tight. I'm going to be coming in by 2 inches to sew in my strap. When I sew it in, you guys, you're going to understand what I am trying to do right there. So the same thing I'm going to do for the left side. I'm going to be coming in by 2 inches. This is where I am going to sew in the strap, so that my waist is snatched a little bit. Okay, it's a cowl neck top, doesn't need to be too tight, or it just depends how you want it to be. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine right now. I'm going to sew the seam, sew the hem. I'm also going to be sewing my strap, and I'm going to be showing you the way I sew it in. Coming in 2 inches above my waist, coming in 2 inches at the place we marked where we're going to be placing it. So guys, let me go to the sewing machine right now. I'm going to show you guys how it came out to be. Guys, so I've gone ahead to close the seams, all the sides of the dress. Then for our neckline, so this is the way I made it. After coming down, this is 2 inches. I came down by 2 inches, then I went down. So guys, just see. This is the line I marked. I didn't go in again by 3 inches like I stated earlier, because it was not, I don't know how to put it. The drape was just too short for me. I needed it to go deeper. So I came in by 1.5. So I just used 1 inch. I came in by 1.25 inch. So that's what I used to hold it at the edge. So after coming down by 2 inches, I closed it at this area. So you guys see, my sewing machine is giving me issues today, hence this rough patch, this rough sewing. I don't know what to do, so guys, forgive that. So this is what I just did. Came down by 2 inches and I went sideways, which is as well 1.25. So I closed it like so. So when you sew it, this is how it's going to look like. Then for it to, after that, you can close it like so, or you can leave it like this. So when you close it like this, sorry guys, this is the front. Sorry, this fabric is even kind of dirty. Sorry guys. So when you turn it, this is how it's going to look like. Then you open it like this and fold, so that the back is seamless, so that the back, they won't get to see this sewing at the neck area. This is the neck area. This is where the dress is going to be hanging around your neck. If you don't want to go through this dress, you can just do a strap to tie it at the neck area, or you can use a rubber band strap to do it at your neck area, any which one you choose to do. So this is how it's going to look like. So I am going to go to the sewing machine right now. I am going to just top stitch it like this. So this is going to hide the inside of it. So I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and sew it down, top stitch it like this. So this is how the neck area is going to look like. Then for the down part of this dress, this is a small cowl neck top, which I'm going to be using to wear a blazer, like I explained earlier. So let me see where we have our 14 inches. So this is where we have our 14 inches. But after we are putting the dress on my body, I found out that this place is too high. So I'm going to be coming up by, this is the total length we have. We have 25.5. So this is what we have right after sewing it. After sewing the seams. So I'm just going to come up by I'm just going to be coming up by 3 inches. I'm not going to be using the under part of my I'm not going to be using my under bust line, because this, after putting on the dress, I find out that is, if I do it around at the under bust, the dress is going to be too small, and I need it a little bit flaky. I need it a little bit free. If you want yours to be bogus, to be free, please use a wider fabric. You can use a total box of 60. Mine, I had to cut the 1 yard of fabric into 2, so I'm using half yard to make this dress. So hence it's like I'm actually using it to wear a blazer, so I don't want it to be too flamboyant, so that is why. So but if you want yours to be big, just like the one you're seeing on the thumbnail, please use 1.5 yards, or even the full 1 yard, so that you can get all the drape at the bottom area of this dress. So since we are now short of the length, so I'm just going to be coming up. We are now short of the length we have, so I don't want it to. We are now short of the length we have, so I'm not going to. Instead, I would have. This is the cowl neck, so I would have just come up like so, but I don't want that anymore. So I'm just going to be sewing down my strap above. I'm just going to be sewing down my strap above 3 inches. So I'm not even going to go in by 2 inches again, because I wanted to do that so that it's going to fit, like it's going to be tight around my underbust. But since I am not using my underbust anymore, this is just like the bottom under my tummy, so I just want it to be free. So I'm not going to be going in by 2 inches any longer. So going in by 2 inches any longer, so I'm just going to be coming up by 3 inches. Let me use the back for this. 3 inches. Then I am going to sew down my strap at this place above 3 inches of the hemline, so that I still have freeness at my bottom parts. So I'm just going to sew I'm going to sew down the strap above here. I'm going to be I'm going to lose down this part. I'm going to put down my strap. I'm going to sew it in. I'm going to lose this part of the seam. I'm going to insert my strap. I'm going to sew it in. So it's very, very neat. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine right now. Do that just like I explained. I'm also going to be top stitching this so that the neck area is seamless, and it's going to be seamless and beautiful. So I'm just going to do that. Then we're going to be done with this dress. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it just like I said. So this is my back neck measurement, so I just top stitched it. Excuse my sewing today because my machine is giving me issues. So I top stitched it. So this is the measurement of my back neckline. So this is how the neck is going to be, just like as you can see, as I explained earlier. So this is the front of the dress. So this is how it's going to be on your neck when you wear it. This is the deep this is the length of the deep neckline, and like I explained earlier, I went ahead to open a little bit of space. I inserted my strap and I sew it in. Same thing I did for the other side. So guys, I'm going to put this on right now, or I'm going to be wearing this on mannequin. I'm sorry, this material is dirty, so I'm going to be putting this on my mannequin, or probably if I put on this dress with my blazer, I'm going to show you how it looks like. But if you see it on my mannequin or if you see it on my body, just appreciate it. Hope you learned a thing or two from this video. If this is what you want to continue learning, because I still have more stuff to share with you guys, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share to your fashionpreneurs, share to your friends, and also turn on post notifications so you'll be aware the next time I post another video. Thank you. Sorry guys, so you can actually use a rubber band. You can actually use a rubber band for the waistline. That is if this fabric is huge, if it's enough. So if you're using the underbust method to tie it at your waist, that is, you're bringing this down like so to your underbust. Or if you're just using your underbust measurement, or if you're using this, either you're using this to turn to your back area, that is if your fabric is enough, or you want to use the underbust place to put the strap. You can actually use a rubber band strap to tie it at your back, to insert it at your back. If you don't want to use the rope, you can just use a rubber band. When you bring this here, then you use a rubber band to fit it in, so it grabs your back very well. So any which one you want to do, you can use a rubber band strap, you can use a rubber band to hold it down, or you can use ropes. Same thing for your neck. If you don't want to do it the way I did, you can use a strap at the neck area. Any which one you do, your dress is still going to come out fine. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. So guys, this is how the dress came out to look on me. This is the back of the dress. So I was just going ahead to show you guys how to I attached a loop after the dress. So this is how the front came out to look. I actually love the front. So because I didn't have enough fabric, hence I didn't use the tail part to attach my straps. So on this edge, I am going to be using a loop to just hold it if I decide to wear it alone sometime, if I decide to wear the top alone sometime. So at this back, if I'm decide to wear it alone, I'm going to be using the loop to just hold it there, just like as you can see. I'm just going to use the loop to hold it. This is because I don't have enough fabric, hence it's like so. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.